Hey. Anybody in here? Welcome to the stream. Happy Monday. Beginning of the week. This is Obe TA, where we do what? Apply technical analysis to the charts. Try and spot the mythical edge. Hope you guys had a good start to your week. Always important to start off your Monday strong, right? Sets the tone for the rest of the week. You can look at the markets, I guess, in the same kind of way, right? Oftentimes, after the weekend, you'll see selling or bad price action. Today was actually pretty good, especially for stocks, right? Dang, rallies, man. The indexes, the Qs are up 3. Nasdaq was up 3. The S&P 500 up almost 2%, right? So major rallies going on. Pretty good stuff. And it's important to look at it today almost more than any other day because you are, as the title explains, knocking on the door of resistance, right? We've been talking about this all week leading up. It's likely that we were going to get retraces after the major selling and come up to the resistance where we are currently now.
Right.
All right, so we need to take a look at this because after a few days of positive price action, your brain almost kind of, that FOMO starts to kick in a little bit, and it's like, all right, I've already missed out on 10%. My buddy said he got in $3,000 ago, and you know what, I can't take it anymore. I'm just going to get in. Might be the biggest mistake of your life. Maybe not your life, but you might trigger it a little bit. Let's take a look, all right? Let's move it into Bitcoin. As always, this is an interactive stream. If you have anything you want me to do an analysis on, I will do it for you live. Throw it in the chat. Stock, crypto, doesn't matter. But with that being said, man, let's take a look at the charts, shall we? So let's take a look at where we are on Bitcoin. All right, we're looking at the daily. Let's blow it up a little bit. You had your daily candle close, what, about 3 hours ago, 2 hours ago, and it was up, roughly what? Where did it end up on the day? Up about 1.5%. All right, lower wick stuff, not bad. All right, it's a positive price action. Ultimately, where are you? Right? You're right at this zone of resistance. And if we go ahead, do the Fibonacci from the high to the low, you are right at the 50% Fibonacci retrace, all right? When you're in a downtrend like this, it is very common after aggressive selling to retrace 50% of the value before creating another lower high and continuing to the downside. In this case, if you were to reject at this level and continue back down, you'll most likely be heading down to 33,000, right, to retest that area. And below that, you're coming to 30,000. All right, so those are the levels that make sense for a strategic entry, for a smart entry. Right now is not a smart entry. Right now, you are just gambling with the fact that maybe it breaks through this for no real good reason. The only argument I could see for where you're at this resistance at this very moment is that you're above this RSI line, right? This trend line back here. It's like you've broken it. All right, cool. But you need more than just that to convince me that in a downtrend like this, that you're going to do something like this and break the resistance, come back and hold it. That's what you need to do. If that's the move Bitcoin's going to make and break it and then come back down, because it does have to retrace eventually, right? It would have to come back down and then hold that as support, all right? So either way you slice it, you should be waiting a few days before thinking about taking an entry on Bitcoin, all right? It's either there or potentially down here. Okay, something like this, confirming at the bottom, all right? Maybe we get some daily bullish divergence or something at that point. We don't have it right now. So again, the argument that it just breaks through and heads up to reclaim ultimately 44,500, that's the most recent high that you had. And you need to paint a higher high in order to argue that the bear trend or this downtrend is over. Okay, until you do that, the downtrend is still intact. And during the downtrends, the bullish variables will often underperform, right? They won't play out as well. So just something to keep an eye on, but this is certainly not the time to be buying. I'm holding off right now until we get a little more confirmation of either a breakout or a rejection. Right now, you're just sitting at it. Nobody knows what to do. Nobody wants to take a position on it quite yet. They're all just kind of chilling, waiting for somebody else to make a move. Okay. All right. You are also seemingly right now, if I'm going to call it for it what it is right now, it's a little bit weak, right? I would want to see this develop a little bit more. But you're potentially, with this little bit of selling going on, we're looking at the 4-hour right now, you have made a slightly higher high. All right, if you pivot here and you continue what it's doing right now, you'll make some Class A bearish divergence. All right, and at that point, it'll be double on the MACD at least, and the RSI would be single. Actually, might even just be a same high. It's kind of a same high, so a Class C bearish divergence, whatever. But the main thing that you wouldn't want to see here is this like triple top kind of stuff, right? You've got 1, 2, 3. All right, this is not what you want to be seeing. This level at 38 to like 38.7 to 38.8, you keep wicking into it before potentially coming out. So this doesn't mean that it's reversing right now, you know, everybody freak out. It could still be on its way up to try and get to 40,000 ultimately to retest that. But and you're currently at that resistance zone. So again, just you don't buy into resistance. Okay. Your chance, if you wanted to scalp it without, you know, divergence and all that stuff on your side, was back at 33 at the 886. All right, let me show you what I'm talking about. So from the July low, over to the high, right, down at the 886, came to the 886, reacted. It was, you know, oversold down at 20 on the RSI, so just extremely oversold at the 886, right? It makes all the sense in the world to get a reaction here, but without all the divergence and everything, you know, been saying this all week, it's likely to come up to a 50% retrace before heading down to 30,000 or back to retest the 886 with something else. All right, that's pretty much it, man. So if this is going to do that and come back down to the 886 at level, I would anticipate that it would start to show this week, right, over the next 4 or 5 days or such. Right, because a real rejection, if you get down to this point from where you currently are, right, this is just, once you're here, that top is kind of confirmed in a way that the market would most likely just dump back down to, you know, 33 or 30 pretty quick. Right now, everybody is just trying to see who's going to push this through. And the second that market participants get a whiff that it's going to reject, it's going to come down quickly. All right, so just be very careful. It is the monthly candle close though, so let's take a look at that. All right, for January, this was the worst January since 2018. So we go back to 2018. Where's it at? Here, what's this now? 14, yeah, 14.72 back in 2018. What was it in 2019? Seven. All right, so whatever. Okay, it doesn't really matter, but it's just something to note that worst January since 2018, which was the bear market, if you want to call it that. Looking at the monthly, it's kind of like a joke, but I mean, looking at the monthly, you do have, right? This is not a joke. You definitely have Class A bearish divergence on a monthly time scale. All right, you've got a slightly higher high with lower highs going on the oscillators. All right, so that is very real and could play out into the next few months. You had 3 solid months of red, so you know. I wouldn't be surprised to see some kind of relief month come in here. Whether that's this month, I don't know. But one would be coming up soon. I don't know if we've had, except back here from August, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row. All right, I mean, we could get something similar to that. Come down to the $83,000 mark. Okay, maybe that happens this month, and then we get some relief in March or something like that. But, yeah, monthly bearish divergence, not good. Move to the weekly. Let's see. Nothing really on the weekly, just kind of that head and shoulder stuff we were talking about. And yeah, after a major 15.8% down on the week, you're getting some relief, and it's trying to get back up to, test levels of support, now acting as resistance at 40,000. Also psychological. All right, you get it? 50-day moving average is now waiting for you up around that high as well. So there's just a lot that needs to be done for Bitcoin to get back into a bullish run. And I don't see why it would do that off of just a reaction at the 886. All right. So that's it, man. That's my take on Bitcoin. 886 strategic, 30,000 probably more strategic. But all we can do is wait. Sometimes opening a short position right now would make a lot more sense, right? If you were to do that, something like this, I'd probably just put it over top of the resistance zone, the inflection point back here from the end of September. And first target would be like 33,000, right? It's not 3-to-1 odds. It's not even 2-to-1. 1.6, you're risking 8% to make 13, 14. Okay, it's not bad. But it makes more sense to take a short here than it would to take a long. All right. So, yeah, man, that's Bitcoin. Move it to Ethereum. Ethereum in its own zone of resistance here. And I mean, from its high, its most recent high, up around the 382. It also sold off less than Bitcoin did, though. So while Bitcoin's down at its 886 from its July low, Ethereum is at its 786. All right, so didn't get down or sell off as hard as Bitcoin did. But again, no Class A bullish divergence or anything on the daily time scale. And we move it to the 4-hour. This zone is basically painted off of this high over here. All right, so from your high to low, came up into the 50% retrace, as well as this inflection point back here from September 21st. All right, so that's the zone of resistance. You've got horizontal resistance and Fibonacci level resistance. You're currently inside of it right now. All right, so we'll see. And any low, any higher or lower high from that's lower than 3,300, 3,372, you're going to be now painting it in bearish divergence, right? On the MACD, you're already above. So any kind of pivot below this high up here, you could come all the way up, right, to 2,900, even 3,000. And if you pivot below that, your hidden bearish divergence will start to develop. All right, and you'll just have made another lower high, continuing back down to test 2,100 again, and ultimately 2,000. 2,000 being the 886 retrace from the July low, right? Instead of just going to the 786, and it's super oversold, so it bounced like a lot of stuff. You come down to the 886, and then maybe there you got some bullish divergence or something. Start doing that, right? So everything is literally at its 50% retrace right now. Ethereum, arguably, if you go off that 4-hour high. But this is the moment where we will see if it does, in fact, reject at the 50% Fibonacci level, all right? This is where we expect it to reject, so it's not where we want to buy it, all right? It's Ethereum, man. Take a look at its monthly real quick. Let's see. Same kind of deal, all right? So you're making your higher highs and lower highs on the oscillators, all right? So Class A bearish divergence going on the monthly. And if you just look at this one, it makes a lot more sense to come down to like 1683 almost even, right? These three touches over here, this area back in May, June, and July. So it makes more sense to come down there even, and then you've got your inflection here. That's back from January of 2018, right before the major selling. So this zone down here really is more of a strategic area to get into. All right. And we move it to the weekly. No divergence on the weekly time frame. Nice hammer last week, right? So it makes sense again to be getting some love and support after something like that, but you're at a spot right now where it could just reverse, all right? Especially with no divergence. Come down to 2,000. That makes sense?
Right.
All right. Is anybody in here? Is this thing on?
Are you not entertained?
All right, man. We'll just move right along. We'll move it to Bitcoin dominance. All right, doing something interesting. All right, treating this level at 39%. What this represents is Bitcoin's overall dominance in the crypto market, right? So, however big Bitcoin's market cap is compared to the overall market cap of all crypto, Bitcoin makes up 42.44% of the crypto space. All right, that's how much money is in it. So there's really only two ways for Bitcoin's market dominance to go up. Things are either selling off and the altcoins are dumping harder than Bitcoin, which happens all the time, or Bitcoin is rallying and the alts are underperforming. I haven't really seen much of that lately, and the fact that it's triple bottoming down here at this 39 point coming up, all right, I don't see any kind of, aside from here, you did have the Class A bullish divergence going on. All right. So you're at the 200-day moving average for it right now, but there's no bearish divergence or anything. So this is almost implying that, triple bottom kind of stuff here. And we move it to the weekly time frame. I mean, look at this. You do have double Class A bullish divergence on the weekly time frame, all right? So this thing could just keep going up to the top of the range up here at like 48%. And if that's happening, I'm pretty certain that we're selling off, right? Which means that the altcoins would be dumping even harder. I'm talking about Solana, I'm talking about Luna, Phantom, all of them would be getting crushed. And that's likely what would happen if Bitcoin made its move to 30,000. All right. So on downtrend, man, and this triple bottom kind of stuff with dominance trying to rise is kind of like a whisper in the air that the altcoin market might be in trouble. All right. If the dominance chart looks like it wants to reverse to the upside, that means that Bitcoin will gain in the overall space. And if it isn't going up substantially, then that means everything is coming down substantially, just more than Bitcoin. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense.
Frosty!
So I'm just saying, man, this could be kind of writing on the wall as to why the market is about to dump. And when I say dump, I mean like the altcoin market. Okay, and we're seeing a lot of altcoins that are just hanging out in the middle of nowhere. All right, and the only place they have to go is to the dump. All right, somebody get that commercial in here.
Oh my God.
Cool. Moving along to Binance Coin. All right. Clean it up a little bit. Yeah, so Binance Coin kind of underperforming. About to get a death cross potentially. The 50-day moving average going over the 200-day. All right. This right here. Bearish indicator. Not good as far as an argument for a reversal to the upside necessarily. You've been getting some pretty pathetic price action down here at the 886 from the September low. Right, so from the local high, I mean, it only came up to the 382, rejected at the 382. All right, this kind of stuff, this is like bear flag stuff. All right, so bear flag, right, just major selling and then slight accumulation, maybe even going upward a little bit, right? Bear flag ultimately before breaking down and heading down to the next level. You do the measured move from the mast or the pole, I guess, the edge of the pole, the breakdown of the flag there. All right, put you right around this support zone, this inflection point back here from July 21st, down at like 270, 268. All right, I believe at that point, you'll be getting confluency with the 113 from that September low. All right, so we've got some confluent levels, some structures, measured move going on. All right, no divergence at all really on the oscillators. Almost on the RSI, but not quite. All right, you got that lower low. Bot, what's going on? How you doing?
Hold up.
All right, so that 113, man, looks pretty friendly, and that's just what happens. Once you start coming down and you're looking bearish at the full reset, the lows back even from September, that's what the 113, the 1272, the 1414, and the 1618 are for, right? They're there for when the asset sells off down to those levels. So don't be tricked into thinking like on Cardano, for instance, that it won't fall past $1 because $1 is so dramatic and the bottom of the fib level. It's like the 113 and the 1272 exist for a reason, and it's to give you an idea of levels that it's going to after it breaks down from whatever low you're anchoring it at, right? And that's when harmonics start coming to play, butterflies, crabs, sharks, even the 113 shark, right? That kind of stuff to start coming into play. But yeah, Binance Coin, man, you're probably coming back down to test 348. Inflection point back here from February 19th. Ultimately, if you fail to hold that, heading down to like 250, most likely, right? We can even do a Fibonacci from there. I mean, the 886 brings you down. It's not really confluent with any historical horizontal support or anything there at was that 305? I don't think you wouldn't even have a shark or anything at that point. It's like too deep. Like the 1.8, it's too much. So we'll see, man. Poor performance of harmonics and bullish indicators in a downtrend is evidence that the downtrend is still in effect. If the downtrend was over and the market was overall bullish and assets were flying through the roof, you would expect Binance Coin to be getting a little bit better of a reaction based on the fact that you're at horizontal support and the 786 from this low and the 886 from this low at a harmonic, right? But you're not getting any of that, and again, you don't have any divergence or anything, so it's not too surprising when you catch a reaction and just after being oversold with no divergence, you just end up making a lower high. All right, that's just what happens all the time. Sometimes they make it to their 50% retraces, sometimes they don't. But that's the way the cookie crumbles, man. That's Binance Coin.
Yeah, I've been immunized.
It's immunized, right? It's been immunized.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
If you're watching a video at a later time, man, remember to hit the like button, subscribe, join the Discord, all that good stuff, man. All right. It's a slow one tonight. I don't know if it's because it's later or whatever it is, but it's because nobody cares about the markets really when they're selling off. I know that's a fact too. People get super excited when it's going up and 100% a day and it's going crazy. Nobody really cares as much when it's been going down and consolidating. This is when you need to be paying attention the most. All right, it's kind of ironic how that works, but let's move it to Cardano. Cardano hanging around $1 for a little longer than I would like, not showing any kind of bullish divergence on the MACD. It is a little bit on the RSI, all right, a little bit. Not really so much anymore, all right? Like, what is this? Is this a low? Is this a higher low? Like, what's going on? It's just kind of a consolidation point. Is it, lower than this low now? It's just kind of doing nothing. But it is lower than this one, and it is higher than this one. So, again, without the MACD on its side, though, it's kind of meh, kind of weak. Move it to the 4 hour, just bouncing around. It's just holding on for dear life. And you're desperately trying to hold above the 50-day moving average on the 4 hour. You are now below it. Last candle closed above it. Now it's below. All right, the MACD is painting a little bit of like hidden bullish divergence, a little, kinda, sorta. Not really. Maybe we could get like a bearish harmonic or something just to give us a little bit of hope. 50% retrace, okay. And down here, 85, 886, with like the 618 over here. All right, 618, okay. Talking about to the 886, all right. Maybe get you up to like $1.37. You'd have to get past the 200-day moving average at that point. You'd also have to get past the 50% retrace from that local high. So it's just like, I don't know, dude. I'll tell you what, though, I've said it 100 times, right? Throughout this week, leading up to this point, 2 weeks, you fall below, and you're likely heading down to like 40 cents. All right, that 1272 level. There's nothing at this 113. It's just kind of there. All right, the 1272 confluent with this peak back here from April 26th, so it just makes sense for that to be the level you head down to. But I mean, ultimately, man, you could come back. What's this? The March, the COVID crash? You could come down to the 1414 at like 10 cents. There's nothing saying that that can't happen. All right, so again, we've been beating it like a dead horse around this level because $1 is the most important level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Now you're just trading. It's obviously a strong level of support, and one of the major reasons being that, I mean, there's going to be buy orders set up at like 92 cents, 94 cents, so it's going to be difficult to get this thing below. But you do, man. Again, I don't really see anything on the way up. This peak back here from May of 2018, blue with the 1272. All right. That would be a fun little drop of about 60%. So, good God, dude.
What the hell is even that?
Hold on to your butts, all right? Move it along. Luna. Luna on the daily, currently hanging on to its 200-day moving average. It was actually, no reference, up 12.68% on the day. No edge, no bullish divergence on the daily time scale. No class A. Actually, I'm sorry. Let me change that. On the MACD, you actually do have some developing. Okay, don't have it on the RSI, so I don't love it. But you are at the 200-day moving average, and you are back above some of these inflection points here from like October 5th and 6th. So getting some support. Again, Bitcoin's right at its resistance. So if Bitcoin falls, Luna will fall with it, and at that point, Luna will be below its 200-day moving average for the first time since July. All right, just yet another confirmation of, bearish activity. So 37.88 would be the next point of support, and below that, I mean, we're talking down at like 22.81. All right, this is okay. You got a little bit of an argument here, maybe bullish engulfing candle on the day. Maybe you try to push back up to 74, 76. Right, this room, but you're at the bottom, right? You're at what was once support, now potentially acting as resistance. And if it does confirm there, you're going to break the 200-day moving average, and then you're going down to 37.88. Try and hold there. I don't know if you would have divergence or anything at that point. Let me see if you're confluent with anything there. The 1272. So maybe, let me see. 26. You might have a butterfly going on here. Hold on. Wait, where's the, right here? Oh, hold on a sec. Yeah. Wow. You've got a textbook butterfly going on down here. All right. 37.88 for Luna. You've got a pretty beautiful butterfly. That's not a joke. That's a pretty good one, right? Comes down to the 786 point B. All right, the 618 at point C. Nice. And then the 1272 pattern completion zone at point D. And that's confluent with this support back here from November 25th. So 37.88 could be the dream, man. All right, so let's go, dude. The butterfly. Beautiful. All right, cool. Let's move it along to, let's take a look at the 4 hour, actually. Yeah. You start to pivot here. You've got hidden bearish divergence. It's seemingly getting a little resistance as of right now. All right, you pivot here. You've got that lower high with the higher high in the oscillators, right? Continuation to the downside. I like that butterfly a lot. I'm not gonna lie, that's a really nice butterfly. All right, down at support, okay, levels that make sense to get a reversal as well. So that's a pretty good harmonic to be looking at. So, and if that is the case and Luna gets down there, Bitcoin has most likely reversed. If Bitcoin breaks its resistance and just continues on and goes to 40 and beyond, Luna's just gonna go too, right? The altcoins are gonna follow and go as well. Bitcoin's not gonna do that and then Luna comes down here. Like, that doesn't really make sense. So if Luna makes it down here and it makes sense for it to go there, then Bitcoin has likely pivoted and rolled over as well. There's just a lot more. There's a lot of areas on these alts that you want them to get to. You want Luna to come. If you want to buy Luna, if you like Luna, you want it to come down to this horizontal support with the butterfly, come up, come down, confirm the bottom, right? And then you take the trade right about here, all right? With a bullish engulfing candle or something, with bullish divergence, all the accoutrement. Is that how you say it? Once you get that kind of stuff going on, then that's where you take the trade. You don't buy Luna because it's up 12% on the day, all right? Okay, cool, because it was oversold, whoop-de-doo. Nobody cares. Cool story. You're a genius, you timed it, nice. This stuff makes more sense, though. All right, does that make sense? Yes, no, maybe so, I don't know. Anybody in here, is this thing on?
Are you not entertained?
Is it the color? Is it because I smashed the butterfly? Is that why? Are you upset about that? Should I change it? I mean, maybe make this yellow. Is that prettier for you? Is that good enough?
That's not good enough.
Again, this is Nordic Stream. Got anything you want me to take a look at? Stock, crypto, whatever. I will. It's all free. Do an analysis for you. But with that being said, that's pretty much it for Luna, man. All right, you're at a support, resistance, reject it, come down and meet your butterfly fate before potentially reversing and becoming a god, right? Cool. Take a look at some of the metaverse coins. They've been doing very well in this relief rally. Sand, okay, on the week. Let's take a look at the weekly candle. On the week, it was up 23.38%. That was the candle that closed yesterday. Take a look at its monthly. I'm curious. There's nothing on the oscillators to help you out. A little bit of a hanging man going on. This is a strong asset, man. Doesn't even have an answer for how much this went up. Literally says NA percentage. 332% for the month of November.
Right.
Move to the weekly. Maybe we get some oscillators on there. All right. So looking at the weekly. So I mean, no. No. Bearish divergence. Remember, sand was the Gartley that kind of turned into a Hartley, right? Like here, down here, like the 618, ultimately up here to the 618 again, and then the 786 was like right here, at this peak, the support level. Now it did come off of it a little bit, ultimately coming back up. Do I give it to the Gartley there? Nah, because it did. It came down to like the 90%, the 886 more like, right? Which kind of makes sense, but Again, without any divergence or anything, so it was just another case of being oversold and Bitcoin rallying. So Sand rallied, just rallied even harder. The metaverse is taking over, right?
Nope.
But ultimately, also coming up on, and I mean, if we go from its high to low with the Fibonacci, it's up at its 618, right? So a lot of assets are just at the 50, a lot are at the 382. Sand is at the 618, which is even a more common area to reverse than even the 50% retrace, right? This is like the zone of reversal, well, either on the way down or the way up. But yeah, you're in a zone of reversal in a downtrend in the crypto market. So you don't buy here. It doesn't make any sense to be buying here. If you break it, cool. Break it and then wait for it to come down and hold it as support and then go ahead, all right? Then get in there and, you know, maybe hit in bullish divergence at that time, but in a zone of resistance and now frozen in time, sitting still, no. It's just not the time to be buying, all right? RSI hanging out at 50, like on the dot, just totally neutral. People don't know what to do. Everybody's looking at each other. Okay, indecision candle, literally like a perfect doji almost on the that last candle close you had here after some major buying. So not great, dude. And honestly, the momentum's starting to wane at this point. So you're getting Class A bearish divergence trying to develop. Okay, reversal stuff. You couldn't even get back up to 441. We laugh at that. It's pathetic. But maybe it breaks up. I don't know. Maybe it just continues on and breaks through major resistance. Maybe.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Right? More like 1 in a million.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
There's always a chance. But we don't want to play bad odds. We want to play good odds, right? So let's take a look at the other metaverse coin, Decentraland. This one at the pattern completion zone of a bearish bat formation. Okay, it's a little sketch, but I mean, it's there, right? And Mana was actually one that did get up to, if you're counting this high here from January 20th, it got up to its 886, which is pretty damn good. It got above its 200-day moving average on the 4 hour as well. So this might have been the best performer during this little relief rally. Definitely one of them. But overbought on the 4 hour, so don't be surprised to see a pull down here, at which point you probably end up below the 200-day moving average again, and you're at the pattern completion zone of a bearish harmonic. So if we're in a true downtrend, bearish harmonics will be stronger than bullish ones. I'm trying to think of like an analogy, like what's strong in a certain condition, right? Like Aquaman in the ocean or something. I don't know. Aquaman when it's raining, right? If Aquaman is a bearish bat, then it's raining right now. So he's more powerful. You see what I'm saying? No? Cool? Not cool? Dumb? Okay. But yeah, that's Mana. You break, or really, again, you're at that resistance. So 289, come back down to test the inflection point back here from November 10th at like $2.22. And then below that, $1.63, come back to try and hold the low that you had back in January 22nd, January 23rd, that area, right? But yeah, man, on the daily coming up to the 50-day moving average as well, all right? So that'll be another point of resistance. But, I mean, you get above $3.20. The conversation is interesting for Mana, even though you could do that and Bitcoin dumps and Mana will probably come down as well. But it's tough to say, right? This is a hard time to, it's definitely not a time to buy. 100% not a time to buy, but it's tough because there's a couple ways it goes. It either rejects off of and likely dumps, or it breaks through and then the conversation is very different. But yeah, you'd be buying at a very bad point, resistance out the wazoo. Okay, moving along to Solana. Another one just hanging on to this little bit of selling you had back in August for dear life. Underperformer, performing like crap. All right, it's up at its, I mean, what? It's 236. I know if you move it to the 4 hour, you could treat this little wick one as it, right? So it kind of got to the 382. And the thing with these is if Bitcoin can hold tomorrow, you might actually see Solana have a pretty decent pump compared to some of the other coins because it hasn't as much. You might actually see it pump pretty hard and try to get back up to 115, or it currently is above $100. So that is significant. You do have to take into consideration that you are at the potential here for a death cross. All right, so we'll see how that goes, but a very bearish indicator that could spell literal death for Solana, which would send you down to about 58 bucks, right? The zone down here, this peak from May 19th. Let's see, I forget. Was there like 1618 or something down there? 1272s around here where you're trying to hold on to, and like 1414 confluent down there. All right. So, just something to keep in mind. Again, Solana is hanging on by a thread and looks like about to get a death cross and stuff. So, just bad. Bad. Not good. Alright, let's see. Dang, man, it is quiet tonight, huh? Silent. Hold on a sec. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. Let's move it along. All right, let's take a look at the index. All right, S&P 500 on the day was up 1.89%. The day before that, it was up 2.44. All right, so it's been catching a pretty nice rally down here. Right, this point of inflection back from October. So at support, cool. Go ahead, throw a Fibonacci here. All right, right down at the 1618. So the golden mean ratio down there. Oversold. I mean, when the hell was the last time? God damn it, I hate when it does that. Hold on. There we go. Last time you were this oversold was the COVID crash. Alright, so yeah, it makes sense to be getting rallies. You were extremely oversold. Just do not be fooled into thinking that because you have caught rallies after being you haven't been this oversold. There's not been this much selling since COVID. You understand that? There's a ton of selling going on. One good thing to note about this is you are back above the 200-day moving average, so that's good. But you are back at what, 45 on the RSI? You have a ton of room to sell off now again. Is that going to happen? I don't know. But like there's just signs, right? There's writing on the wall with this kind of stuff. When you're seeing you haven't been below the 200-day moving average in forever, and you went below it and you closed below it, it's like, yeah, you're back above it, but for how long, right? That is something new that hasn't happened in a long time, and it did happen. You were oversold. It's like, okay, pay attention. But yeah, had a great day. A lot of stocks did really well. Tesla being one of them. Tesla had a really good day. We'll take a look at that. Its monthly looks scary, to say the least. But yeah, let's take a look at the monthly S&P, actually. And disgusting, all right? Big bearish engulfing candle. That long lower wick is better than it not existing. I'll say that. All right, that's just an example of lots of buyers coming in at 4,200, which is just a level of a little support. Makes sense. Definitely a little bit of a Class A bearish divergence going on the RSI. Doesn't necessarily mean that, I mean, you had it back here, right? January of 2018. There could definitely be another period of selling here, right? after bearish engulfing candles. I know this one underperformed September, but you didn't have the bearish divergence at that point. So the argument's a little bit different this time. Context a little bit different, all right? The weekly, hold on to the 50-day moving average, was below it again for the first time since May of 2020, but you hammered at it. Cool, good. All right, could get a little more relief. It's tough to say, but we move it to the daily. Let me take a look at where it's at. Accordance with its high. Right around the 50% retrace in the 618. So again, at a point of resistance, if this is in fact a downtrend, could just start painting a lower high. And I know that a 20% markdown is a bear market, so we're down about 12 at the lowest point. 12.6, but in about 13 days. So I mean 10% correction. So it corrected and now is trying to end the correction after 1, 2, 3, 4 days. 4 days of correction before rallying back to the upside. It's like the money printer's still going. Okay, and they haven't officially hiked any rates, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them not hike them at all and just say, oh, turns out it's not as bad as we thought. Maybe because they can't, because then they couldn't pay their debts. I don't know. They seem to have dug themselves into a pretty nice hole as far as what to do in a real financial crisis. Like, they can't lower rates anymore. They don't have that tool to fight a recession, and if they raise rates, they run the risk of growth slowing in the midst of inflation. And I get that it's meant to fight inflation, but like, I don't know, dude. The amount of uncertainty going on right now, just extremely volatile conditions. Take a look at the Nasdaq, same kind of deal, but better. 3.41. Tech sold off horribly the past, few days, last week. So again, everything was just so oversold. Netflix, all right, Tesla, those guys were just getting absolutely smashed, down like 20% on Netflix. And they rallied up, okay? Cool. People are buying it after major selling. That's just what's going to happen. And that's what this relief is, this little rally. You're back above an important level, right? You can see these 3 points that touched at 14,185. So you closed above it, which is cool, all right? You'll either treat it as resistance and come down or continue up. Maybe get to the moving averages before then trying to hold, and then, maybe the market's back. But you're getting the inklings here of a death cross trying to happen. And, dude, if that happens, I don't know. You haven't had a real death cross since like 2018 back here. And you saw the selling that occurred after that. So that seems to be what's potentially trying to happen here with the 50-day moving average. So just something to monitor. But yeah, cool. Caught a rally after being majorly oversold. Okay. QQQ is the exact same thing. They are the same, right? That's just, they basically just measure tech. They measure the same stuff. Sony, just want to talk about Sony a little bit today because it bought, the hell's the name of the freaking company? Bungie, that's right. They bought Bungie for $3.6 billion, right? The makers of Destiny and Halo. ESPO, which is the ETF for sports gaming, stuff like that, was up like 5.7% today, so doing really well. Yeah, man, there's like a race, and it has to do with the metaverse, I'm sure, and that's ultimately what these guys are trying to do because the video game platforms have the bones, right? They already have the groundwork, the structure to establish metaverse platforms on. So now, Microsoft going out and buying Activision, and now Sony's buying Blizzard. There's a mad dash for the gaming space. So keep that in mind when you're looking for places to invest your money, right? Where are big companies going? Where are the major companies going? Microsoft, all right? Sony. These are the big fish. What are they doing? They're buying up other major gaming companies for multi-billion-dollar acquisitions, the money is flowing towards video games and gaming. And synchronously with the metaverse stuff going on, maybe investing in video games is a good idea right now, right? That's what I would get out of that. Bless you. All right, we'll move it to Tesla. This will be the last one. All right, super slow, no interaction, boring, snooze fest, lame.
Right.
But yeah, so Tesla up 10% on the day. Nice. What I want to look at with Tesla is the monthly. All right. And I had it, we were drawing it up here because this was like a major dark cloud cover that was forming, ultimately turned into a doji. But ultimately getting Class A bearish divergence on a monthly time scale. And that's what I mean. When you start getting this kind of stuff, you see the price to the downside. This is a bearish reversal indicator play out for months, right? Or a month, 2 months. Maybe we get one more month and then we start to get some relief here before we continue. It's hard to say, but like a month of selling, dude. You like you can say it out loud and it doesn't sound that bad, but it's just consider Bitcoin. I've been in other channels and stuff, and every single day people are just asking, do I buy today? No. And then the next, what about today? Do I buy today? No. Oh, it's going up. It went up from yesterday, so should buy it now? No. It's like the amount of patience in this space is just virtually zero. So try to imagine 30 days because on the daily it's going to be doing stuff like this, right? But when you look at the monthly like this, you're at the tippy top with double Class A bearish divergence going on after a doji kind of weird evening star type deal, and you can see it after 2 or 3 months be coming down to like $550, right? On the monthly, it wouldn't look that crazy, but you're on this thing and you're looking at it every day, it's going to feel really, really bad. Because, down to that point, we're talking another like 41% downside to this little level down here. That makes more sense, right? So yeah, let's take a look at the weekly just for the heck of it. Holding on to the 50-day moving average pretty nicely. All right, and back above this inflection point from February 1st. So not bad. No bullish divergence or anything down here. So, okay.
Okay.
But yeah, move it to the daily, hanging on to the 200-day moving average. Down at the 1272. Almost another butterfly. Not quite. Actually, I would count that. All right, you get a 3% buffer at point B on the butterfly, right? 3% on butterflies. Yeah. You get a 3% buffer on B for butterfly, and if it's 786, this would put you at the 779, so this is like a 4% buffer swing. So I guess technically not a valid butterfly, but pretty dang close. Catching a reaction at a level of historical supports. Okay, cool. Not a strategic entry for swing trading, but if you're trying to just catch reactions every now and then, could have played that, I guess. All right, just have a limit buy set up down here, put the stop below the support, and to try to catch this move, right? You could certainly do that. That's just not necessarily that's not what swing trading is. That's not what I'm trying to teach here. It's something you can do if you want. You can learn that. It's fine. But if we're talking like trend reversals, stuff like that, allocated over weeks and gains over multiple days and weeks, not just one-day rallies. Timing the one-day rallies is tough, but it can be done. And probably the best way to do it is to be setting limit buy orders down here at bullish indicators at support, right? You can do some scalping if you want. But when it comes to swing trading, that's not a strategic area to long the asset, long it for a long period of time or whatever. Okay, cool. All right, well, I'm going to end it here. Not really much interaction, not any at all, to be honest. So that's going to do it. If you're in here, if you're watching, I appreciate you. I appreciate the support. Go ahead, hit the like button, the subscribe button. Open the Discord, the Instagram, the Twitter, the Discord 24/7. You got any questions about any of this stuff? Got all kinds of educational content in there 24/7. I'll be back on Wednesday. Usually do about Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. But yeah, I'll be back on Wednesday. Until then, throw any questions you have in the Discord, man. Go ahead, jump in there. But that's going to do it. Have a good rest of your Monday. I will see you on Wednesday. Keep it fresh. Keep it real. Keep it trill and copacetic. That's a good one. Yeah. But more important than that, above all else, as always, keep it technical. All right, boys.
Okay. It's a piece of crap. It doesn't work.
Are you not entertained? Hold up.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Hold up.
Nope. 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 Are you guys having a killer time?